TV commercials are one of the most effective methods of advertisement for any business. Commercials will do whatever it takes to appeal to their target market, and as we all know, sex sells. These days, however, that includes doing things that may be considered inappropriate to some. I know I have been offended by some content and advertisement as of late. I consider myself a feminist as well as an advocate for social justice, and it bothers me to know that companies can be making so much money at the expense of sexual exploitation. The media is taking sex appeal to an entirely new and rather inappropriate level. These types of advertisements are not necessary and should not have a place in the media. First, these types of advertisements may be effective, but why are they necessary? Next, a good way to get rid of advertisements like this is to offer an alternative. And finally, it's very important to be engaged. Don't put up with it. Be sure your voice is heard if you are one of those who are offended. The necessity of sexual advertisements is not necessary in many of the contexts in which they are used. One context in which they are used rather inappropriately is to advertise fast food. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Hardee's and Burger King. Hardee's is probably one of the worst companies when it comes to sexual advertising. In 2013, Hardee's and Carl's Jr. released an advertisement for their codfish sandwich. That video has since been reposted on YouTube and other video providing sites, but it was also televised. This video features a woman on a beach in a bikini spraying herself with tanning oil and laying in or sitting in sexual positions eating a fish sandwich. Currently on YouTube, you have to sign in just to view the video due to inappropriate content. This is a screenshot shown here. There is no reason whatsoever I should have to sign into YouTube to watch a commercial about a fish sandwich. It is preposterous that a fast food advertisement is so sexually inappropriate for some that it requires proof of age just to view. And Burger King isn't as bad, but they have had a couple big slip-ups too. One in particular comes to mind, the BK Super 7-incher ad. In Singapore in 2009, Burger King released an advertisement for their BK Super 7-incher sandwich, which appeared to be a woman about to give oral sex to the sandwich. Yeah. In an article written by Fox News published on August 13, 2014, published directly to foxnews.com, it is said that the model featured in this controversial advertisement was not indeed asked for consent to use her image. Not only did they include her in a sexually explicit advertisement, but they didn't even ask her permission first. They simply bought the advertisement from a third-party advertisement company. While these types of advertisements can be offensive, they cannot begin to be stopped without any alternatives to offer. Instead of innuendos, burgers, and blowjobs, why don't companies try more approachable methods? A good example of this would be using friends and family as a way to connect to an audience. This method can be extremely effective in the fast food market especially, such as in most of today's KFC advertisements. Many of KFC's advertisements include a family gathered around a dinner table sharing a bucket of the restaurant's signature fried chicken as a family. Smiles spread across the kids' faces and they all laugh as they share a meal together. Not only does this not express food in a sexual manner, but it advertises the positives of community and family. Humor is also a good way to advertise as long as it's clean. One advertisement I think of in particular is the advertisement regarding the freshness of Hardee's biscuits. A man hears a noise in his home and grabs a baseball bat as he proceeds to investigate the source of the noise. He bursts into his kitchen only to see multiple older ladies in Hardee's uniforms rolling out biscuit dough and making biscuits. What? A Hardee's commercial without sexual exploitation? See, it doesn't need it. This kind of humor not only makes the audience laugh, but it pulls them in and makes them want to try a biscuit. It appeals to the subconscious thought, just like Mother made it. Sexual advertisements such as the ones I discussed are offensive, and if you have been offended, you should speak up. While it may seem like voicing your opinion against multi-million-dollar companies may make you seem like an ant under a magnifying glass, it is better to speak out than to go unheard completely. This is especially important when entire genders are targeted. In 2011, Mae Anderson of USA Today wrote an article on the controversial advertising campaign by Dr. Pepper 10, Not for Women. She references a TV commercial for the ad in which men are seen in a stereotypical action movie setting where the leading man turns to the camera and says, "Hey ladies, enjoying the film? Of course not, because this is our movie and this is our soda. You can keep the romantic comedies and lady drinks. We're good." That statement, as well as the slogan for the drink, is outrageously sexist and offensive to all women. This article caught the attention of many. Feminists were outraged, women all over, many men even, all upset by the lack of class behind this advertisement. You've got to start somewhere. One way to motion towards getting rid of these types of advertisements campaigns is boycotting. Boycotting may not be super effective, but it can inspire people. If you tell yourself you aren't going to support something or purchase products, and it is for a noble cause, you could potentially gain followers, making your overall message spread further than it originally would have. After all, the more you buy from or support these companies, the more money they have to make more advertisements like that. These advertisements don't benefit anybody but the company, and they need to be stopped. Sex in the media and advertising industry is effective, true, but it doesn't come without a price. It may appeal to some, but is it worth the offensive material it puts out? It needs to stop, or at least slow down. Once it does, TV, radio, and other forms of advertising could potentially be clean and still get their purpose across effectively in a non-offensive manner. I may not be able to stop the media from doing what they want, but I firmly believe that every voice matters when it comes to speaking out in defense of what you believe to be right or wrong. The result could benefit more than just yourself.